Welcome back to the English learning class. Today we are going to take up Everyday English Grammar textbook, chapter number 4, Pronouns. You might have learned the explanation of both the parts separate ways. In this video, I have joined in both the parts of pronouns, part 1 and part 2 together. So you will have to have the explanation of both the parts of pronouns. So all the pronouns will be covered in this chapter itself. Now let's move a little further and know what are pronouns. Pronouns are the words that are used instead of nouns. We use pronouns so that we can avoid using the same nouns again and again. So it helps us not to repeat nouns again in a sentence. Pronouns are of 6 types. Let's know what are they called. So the first is personal pronoun. From the left, the first is personal pronoun. The second is possessive pronoun. The third is reflexive pronoun. The fourth is relative pronoun. The fifth is demonstrative pronouns. And the last is, the sixth one, interrogative pronouns. So on your screen you can see there are 6 types of pronouns: personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, relative pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, and interrogative pronouns. So if I do not want to repeat the naming word that is a noun again and again in a sentence or sentences or in a paragraph, so I can use any of these pronouns grammatically correct according to the rules in a sentence. In this video, we will learn and understand the first 3 types of pronouns along with examples. I have highlighted those 3 pronouns which we are going to learn in this video in the red fonts. So we are going to learn about personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, and reflexive pronouns. Let's understand the first type of pronoun, that is a personal pronoun. Now, what are personal pronouns? Personal pronouns are pronouns that are used in place of names of persons, animals, and things. So they are used in place of the nouns which are name of any person, animal, or thing. And there are 3 forms of personal pronouns. As you can see on your screen, you have the first person pronoun, the second person pronoun, and the third person pronoun. Now these are 3 forms of personal pronouns. In your grammar book, you are given a table of personal pronouns, and in that table they have mentioned the 3 forms of personal pronouns: the first person, the second person, and the third person. So, what are these first person personal pronouns? What do you mean by first person pronoun? Okay, these pronouns are the speakers. So say, if I am speaking right now, I am the first person because I am doing the talking. So for me, I'll use the first person pronouns. Now these first person pronouns are again divided into singular and plural nouns also. So first person singular pronouns are I, me, and mine. The first person singular pronouns are I, me, and mine. So if I am the only person who is speaking and I'm singular, I can use for myself I, me, or mine. Okay, the first person plural pronouns are we, us, and ours. So when there are first person speakers, more than one, and they are currently speaking, they can use for themselves as first person pronouns, they can use we, us, and ours. Now these pronouns which you have seen and which are highlighted in red font, they can be used for common gender nouns. Now if you remember common gender nouns, it means you can use these first person singular and plural pronouns both for male as well as female. So they can be used for common gender nouns. Okay, the second is the second person personal pronouns. So what are these second person personal pronouns? Now these pronouns are the listeners. So if I am talking right now and I am speaking in the video, you people, you are listening to my voice, you are listening to me, so you are the listeners. So you all become the second person pronouns, which means that the person who is listening becomes the second person pronoun. So for the listeners, I'll use second person pronouns. The singular second person pronoun is you, and the plural second person pronoun is yours. So if I want to talk about you all, I use the second person pronouns, that is you and yours. I have again highlighted you and yours with the red font on your screen. So second person pronoun singular and plural is you and yours. Okay, these pronouns again can be used for common gender nouns. So you can also use these second person pronouns both for male as well as female. Okay, let's read some examples. And before the examples, the last one is the third person pronoun. Okay, the third person pronoun is again very simple. If I am the speaker, I am the first person pronoun. You are the listener, so you become the second person pronoun. And if we are talking about someone else, You can say about a person, about an animal, or about a thing, then that person or animal or thing becomes the third person pronoun. Okay, so again, these third person pronouns, they are singular as well as plural. All right, let's see the singular third person pronouns, and they are he, she, it, him, her, his, hers, and its. So if you want to talk about the third person pronoun, you can use these red highlighted fonts on your screen in your sentences for the third person pronoun. So you can use singular third person pronoun he, she, it, him, her, his, hers, and its. Okay, now if we are talking about, that is, if the first person and second person pronouns, they are talking about the third person pronoun, and those third person pronoun are plural. So for plural third person pronouns, we use they, them, or theirs. Okay, for plural third person pronouns, we can use they, them, or theirs. Now, this third person pronouns, these ones, the red ones highlighted, they can be used for masculine, feminine, and neuter gender nouns, which means you can use all these for masculine, male nouns, feminine, female nouns, and neuter gender also. Okay, now let's read some examples for personal pronouns. The first sentence, the pen is on the table. Pick it up. Okay, so you're talking about a pen that is on the table, and if I don't want to use the noun pen again and again, I can use a pronoun it instead of pen. So the pen is on the table. Pick it up. Sentence number 2. You should not go to his house. So I am the speaker and I am telling you. So you is a second person pronoun. You should not go to his. His becomes the third person pronoun. So you should not go to his house. And I am the speaker. So I'm the first person, but I'm not mentioned in the sentence. Okay, sentence number 3. I live with them in the village. I am the first person pronoun. I'm talking about myself. So instead of using my name, I can use the pronoun I. I live with them. The them is the third person pronoun in the village. I live with them in the village. And the listener over here is you. The second person is listening to this. Okay. Sentence number 4. She has gone to the market with her. Now I am the speaker, but I am not mentioned in the sentence, and I am talking about the third person pronoun to the second person pronoun. So to you, I am talking about the third person. She the girl, the next girl. So if I don't want to use the name of that person, I use she has gone to the market with someone else, that is her. She has gone to the market with her. So both are third person pronouns. Okay, the next type of pronoun is the possessive pronouns. Now, let's read what are possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns are pronouns that show belonging, ownership, or a possession. So I can say like, this is my bag, so it's mine, it belongs to me. It shows that this bag is mine. Okay, so when we use possessive pronouns, we do not use an apostrophe when we end a possessive pronoun with S. So there are few possessive pronouns which end with an S, and when they end with an S, we do not put an apostrophe before it, okay, because they are possessive pronouns. So even in possessive pronouns, you have three forms of possessive pronouns that are first person pronouns, second person pronouns, and third person pronouns. Now these possessive pronouns are also singular as well as plural. So on your screen, I have divided the possessive pronouns in a small tabular form, in a small table form. The first person singular possessive pronoun is mine, because I'm talking about myself, I'm the speaker, so mine. And the plural form for it is ours. So if we are in a group and if we are the first person possessives, we use ours, and if we are singular, we use mine. The second person singular possessive pronoun is yours, and even in the plural form we write as yours. So if I'm talking about you people, you are the listeners, and if I'm talking about the possessive pronouns, then I use yours in singular form as well as plural form. Okay, the next is the third person singular possessive pronouns, which are his and hers. So if I'm talking about the third person and if the person is singular, so to show the belonging of a noun, we use a pronoun instead. So for the third person possessive pronouns, for the third person, I use his or hers. It depends on the gender, whether the person is male or female. And for the plural form of it, I use the possessive pronoun theirs. 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 Please note the spelling Theirs. Theirs. Okay. Let's see some examples for the possessive pronouns. The first sentence, the ball is his and the bat is mine. Okay, so if I'm the speaker, I'm telling this sentence. So his is third person pronoun and mine is first person pronoun. The ball is his and the bat is mine, and you people are just listening. So the ball is his and the bat is mine. His is third person possessive pronoun and mine is first person possessive pronoun. Sentence number 2. The dress is not yours, it is hers. So I am again speaking the sentence but I am not mentioned in the sentence. So I'm saying that the dress is not yours. The second person pronoun is yours, but the dress is hers. It is the third person pronoun. Hers becomes the third person possessive pronoun. Sentence number 3. The books are not theirs. So I'm directly talking about the third person possessive pronouns. The books are not theirs. Theirs is the third person plural form of possessive pronouns. And the last sentence is very easy. The house is ours. So we all are staying in the house and this house belongs to us. So for the first person possessive pronoun plural form is ours. The house is ours. It belongs to us. Now, let's move on to the next type of pronoun, which is a reflexive pronoun. And let's read what are reflexive pronouns. Now, reflexive pronouns are pronouns that are used in a sentence when the doer of the action is also the receiver of the action. So, the subject in a sentence is also the receiver of the action. So if I am doing an action, I am also the person who is receiving the action, and then there is no one else around on whom I'm talking. So I use reflexive pronouns when I am the doer of the action as well as I'm the receiver of the action. So when we use reflexive pronouns, the reflexive pronouns always end with self or selves. Self for singular and selves for plural. Okay, now there are again 3 forms of reflexive pronouns, and they are first person, second person, and third person reflexive pronouns. Okay, so the first person singular reflexive pronoun is myself. So if I am talking about me, myself, I use the first person singular reflexive pronoun myself. And the plural form of reflexive pronoun first person is ourselves. Myself, ourselves. Myself, ourselves. Okay, we move on to the second person reflexive pronouns singular is yourself. You all are the listeners. So yourself, if you are singular, and if you are in a group and listening to me, it becomes yourselves. Yourself, second person singular reflexive pronoun, and yourselves, plural second person reflexive pronouns. Okay, the third person singular reflexive pronouns are himself, herself, itself. Now there are 3 because we're using himself for male, herself for female, and itself for neuter genders. Okay, so there are third person singular reflexive pronouns himself, herself, and itself. And the plural form of these 3 third person reflexive pronouns is themselves. So if we are talking about third person, and if I want to use a reflexive pronoun for the third person and they are in plural, I use themselves in a sentence. Okay, let's see some examples for reflexive pronouns. The first sentence, the cat saw itself in the mirror. So the cat is the main subject of the sentence, or you can say the person who is doing an action. So the cat is the main noun in the sentence, and it saw itself in the mirror. So there is no second or third person around the cat. So the cat is the doer of the action, as well as the cat is the receiver of the action, because the cat can see itself in the mirror. No one else is seeing. The cat itself is seeing itself in the mirror. So the cat saw itself in the mirror. Itself is a reflexive pronoun, and it is a third person reflexive singular pronoun. Okay. The next sentence, I did the work by myself. So I am the first person personal pronoun, and I'm doing the work by myself. So I'm the person who is doing the action, as well as I'm the person who is also receiving the action. There is no other person in the sentence. So myself becomes the first person singular reflexive pronoun. I did the work by myself. Okay, sentence number 3. He himself is the actor. Now I'm talking about a person, that's the third person, and I'm talking about a third person using the third person personal pronoun as well as the third person singular reflexive pronoun. So he himself is the actor. Himself is the third person singular reflexive pronoun. And now we move on to the last example sentence. They enjoyed themselves in the game. So they is again a third person on whom I'm saying the sentence. They is again a third person personal pronoun. They enjoyed themselves. Themselves is plural third person reflexive pronoun. They enjoyed themselves in the game. I'm talking about the third person personal pronoun as well as third person reflexive pronoun. Both are plural. It's they, so they are plural, more than one. So they enjoyed themselves in the game. The next type of pronoun is relative pronoun. These pronouns are used to join parts of a sentence. So, if you have two sentences, you can make them one by joining it with a relative pronoun. These pronouns begin with the descriptive part of a sentence. And there are 5 types of relative pronouns, which are who, whom, whose, which, and that. Now, for these relative pronouns, there are some rules to keep in mind, which will help you know how and when to use them. Who, whom, and whose is used to talk about people. Which and that is used to talk about animals and things only. Let's read some examples. The girl who is wearing a red dress is my sister. The old man whom Ravi met is a wizard. He has a car that is white in color. You can bring the bag which is on the table. She is the one whose mom is a singer. Okay, the fifth type of pronoun is demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns. These pronouns show or pinpoint a person or thing which they refer or talk about. These pronouns are also found with the verbs. And there are 4 types of demonstrative pronouns. They are this, that, these, and those. This and that are singular, and these and those are plural. Let's read some examples. This is a mouse. These are mice. That is a blue dress. Those are small pots. And the last type of pronoun is interrogative pronouns. It is pronounced as interrogative pronouns. These pronouns are usually placed before a verb as they ask question. There are 5 types of interrogative pronouns: who, whom, whose, which, and what. The examples of interrogative pronouns are: what was that noise? Who will bring the chair? With whom will you watch the movie? Whose car is that? Which is your house? Okay, so those were the types of pronouns with its explanation as well as examples. In the earlier video also, you were supposed to do your practice work. I hope you all have solved exercise A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H, which is on page number 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. Those who joined in late need to solve these exercises. Those who have already done, wait for the upcoming video because we will solve all the exercises with its answers. Thank you for watching the learning video, and I hope it was a quick recap for you regarding all types of pronouns. You need to subscribe to the channel that is given on the YouTube on your screen and also follow the playlist to find all the videos on it. See you.